Good morning, Year 5. Okay, so today's skill we are looking at reading and interpreting information from tables. Okay, so first of all, have a go at your arithmetic. Okay, try and really challenge yourself today, see if you can get to gold. If you would like to, you can time yourself. If not, I'll leave it on there. Pause the video and come back when you're finished. Okay, super. So well done for completing that and getting as far as you possibly could. Here are the answers if you'd like to mark your own. Okay, have a quick pause and then play again when you're ready. Okay, so today we are looking at tables and interpreting data from tables. So what does this table show? Talk to somebody at home about what this table might show, or if there's nobody there to talk to, if somebody's busy, then have a quick think. What does this table show? Okay, well, hopefully you would have said it's impossible to know because there's no labels. Okay, we really need to make sure the rows and columns are labelled because otherwise the data is impossible. So we now know that the table is showing a year group and a number of pupils. Let's see if we can use this information to complete the table. So there are 100 pupils in Key Stage 2 altogether. So we know that our total amount is 100. 1/4 of the pupils are in Year 4. So what is 1/4 of 100? Okay, if we know half is 50, we then know 1/4 is 25. So we know there are 25 children in Year 4. Okay, there are 2 fewer pupils in Year 3 than in Year 4. What does fewer mean? There are 2 fewer pupils in Year 3 than in Year 4. Now we know that means 2 less. So there's 2 less children in Year 3. So we know there's 25 in Year 4. So we know there's 23 in Year 3. And then finally there are 3 more pupils in Year 5 than in Year 3. So if there's 3 more in Year 5 than there are in Year 3, we know there are 23 in Year 3. So 3 more is 26. Okay, we need to work out what Year 6 is. How many children are in Year 6? Wonder how we can do that. Use the information that you know to work out that answer. Read through again. So there are 100 pupils in Key Stage 2 altogether. So hopefully you'll be adding up the number of pupils in Year 3, Year 4 and Year 5. Okay, to find out that means that the total amount take away from 100 is 26. Good, well done. Okay, so let's use this information in the table to answer these questions. So how many children are there all together in Year 3 and 4? So if we're finding out how much of something all together, what are we going to do? What operation are we going to use to find out something all together? Hopefully you're saying add. Okay, or use addition. So brilliant, so if you can do that. We know there's 48 children in Year 3 and 4 altogether. How many fewer children are in Year 3 than Year 6? Okay, how many fewer children? We know there's 26 in Year 6 and 23 in Year 3. There are 3 children fewer in Year 3. So there's 3 less children. And then what is the difference between the number of children in Year 4 and Year 6? If I need to find the difference, what operation do I need to use here? Okay, you need to use subtraction. So you need to subtract 25 from 26, which hopefully you'll know straight away is 1. Okay, let's look at this table then. What data does the table show us? Okay, it hasn't got labels again, but we know that down the left-hand side, if you're a football fan, you might recognise some of these stadiums. We've got Old Trafford, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Wembley Stadium, Anfield and Stamford Bridge. Now down the right hand side you've got some numbers. So I wonder if you could think of a suitable label for each column. Okay. So we could have at the top of the list of football stadiums the title of football stadiums. And then to the right it's showing us numbers. Now those numbers tell us how many people can fit inside the stadium, how many people can sit down and watch the game. So that's the capacity, so the capacity of the stadium. Okay, so which stadiums have a record attendance of between 125,000 and 136,000? Okay, have a look closely. This is where your place value comes in. Have a real good look, see if you can find which stadium. So you might need more than one answer for this one. Okay, so hopefully you'd have identified that Old Trafford, Tottenham Hotspur and Stamford Bridge all have a record attendance of between 125,000 and 136,000. Okay, so now you've got a partner challenge. Okay, so working with your partner, you need to use the fact sheet to answer the questions below. Now on the resources, you've got one of these, okay, and it tells you all about planets, the time for the revolution, and the diameter and the time for the rotation. Okay, so you need to have a look at that fact sheet, pause the video, have a look to see if you can answer these questions, and then come back to the video when you're ready to move on. So the questions that you need to answer are: how many planets take more than 1 day to rotate? Which planets take more than 1 year to make one revolution? What is the difference between the diameter of Mars and Earth? What is the difference between the time for rotation between Mercury and Venus? Okay, so see if you can do that. As I say, pause the video and come back when you're ready. If you finish quickly and you want to try, think of some questions to ask somebody at home about the data which is in the table. So perhaps you could think of your own questions. Okay. Let's have a look here then. So true or false? So we have got some cities which are labelled with city, and we have got the population of the cities. Okay, so we've got Leeds, Wakefield, Bradford, Liverpool and Coventry. So true or false? Liverpool and Coventry have a combined population of 621,000. Is that true or false? What are you going to need to do to find the combined population? Okay, you need to add those together to see what their population, the total population is if you add them together, if you combine them. So Liverpool has 440,000, Coventry has 305,000. So we know that it is false. Okay, because the answer is 745,000. How about this one? So Leeds and Wakefield have the biggest difference of population. Okay, this time we need to find the difference. So you need to find it says here have the biggest difference. So how could you find the biggest difference? So Leeds is definitely the biggest on there. So it's at 720,000 population. And then Wakefield is 316. Is that the smallest population in the cities? No, so it's false because Leeds and Coventry have the biggest difference, because if you take away 305,000 from 720,000, okay, it is a bigger difference than what Leeds and Wakefield would have. And then Bradford has a population of 27,000 more than Liverpool. Is that true or false? Okay, that's true. Liverpool has 440,000 and Bradford has 467,000. So there's a difference of 27,000. Okay, so you've now got your independent practice. So on the resources, you'll be able to find a sheet filled with Pokemon. Okay, and there's lots of information about these Pokemon. There's a whole table. You've got the Pokemon name, the height, the weight, the type, attack points and defense points. Okay, then you've also got some questions. Now you can choose whether you choose mild or spicy. Okay, but there's some different questions for you to answer, which are all on the resources. Okay, so you've got different types of questions on there, such as what type of Pokemon is Weedle? Or you've got what is the difference in weight between Butterfree and Beedrill? So you've got lots of different questions on there to answer. Okay, so you can either print the sheet and write them down, or if you can't print the sheet, that's absolutely fine. You can write it on a bit of paper. Okay, you have to think carefully about the question. Okay, what is it asking you? Is it asking you the difference, or is it asking you to find something altogether? Okay. If you finish and you want to continue with your learning today, you can continue to think of some different questions, perhaps to ask somebody at home. See if you can challenge a brother, a sister, a nan, a mum, dad, anyone at home, okay, a neighbour even. Okay. And then finally, your final thought of today. So Ron thinks that he won the 100 metre sprint because he has the highest number. Do you agree with Ron? Can you explain your reasoning? Why don't you agree? Or do you agree? Okay. If you agree with Ron, he's not actually right, okay? So we disagree with Ron because it took Ron 17.9 seconds to complete the 100 metre sprint. But it only took Amir 15.5 seconds. So actually, Amir won because his race took less time. He finished the most quickly. He's the quickest in the group of children. Okay. Well done for today. Take your time with your learning and remember just to pause and go back to the video as you need to. Have a lovely day. Bye.